Hello there, my name is Wikianar, and welcome back for another round of God's Basement. I about forgot the name of this game. So... Last time, we lived part of his life. We learned what this poor man had to do every single day, and go through that every single day. And now we have to basically allow Grandma to kill herself. Allow her to make some decision that I don't want to do. I really don't want to do this. We're going to get to talk first? No? Well, we got all the ingredients right there. So... Is there a way I can not do this? Well, okay. I guess I technically can't not do it, because if he is at this point, he's dead. He's already dead. He's, that's how we started the game, as dead. So that means that this event... Actually, no. Okay, there is the possibility that this happened. Or I could be being lied to right now. We don't know. That is something that I need to look at, to try and think positively and hope that this didn't actually happen. Because we knew that this guy, he gave up his life, basically. He gave up his life to take care of his grandmother. Oh no. This is, I'm assuming, the end of the game, though.
I'm going to need you to trust me. Are you in pain? Do you want that pain to go away? I can show you a way out, but you're going to have to do exactly what I say. Don't worry, very soon you won't feel any pain at all. You won't have to suffer any longer. The first thing I want you to do is to grab the knife on your bed. You're doing a great job. It's very sharp, so please be careful with it. The next step is to gently press the knife against your stomach. You're doing a wonderful job. Now, press a little harder. Keep applying more pressure until the knife penetrates the flesh of your stomach. You might feel quite a bit of pain, but that's going to be temporary. You're doing a great job. I want you to pull the knife out. Is there a warm, red fluid gushing out of your stomach? If so, then you applied enough pressure. I know that this might be painful, but pretty soon it's going to be all over.
No, it's not.
I want you to repeat the
No,
process.
it's not.
Just now go a little to the right of the original spot. Keep applying pressure until the knife penetrates the flesh. Now that you've done the process twice, for the third time...
Being stabbed in the stomach is one of the slowest ways to die.
Once again, keep applying pressure until the knife penetrates the flesh. You're doing a great job. Now return to the original spot. I want you to jab the knife into the wound 3 times. This time, don't slowly apply pressure. I want you to press the knife into your stomach as hard as you can. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Oh.
You're doing a wonderful job.
Listening to this is...
Are you suffering? I know you are, but don't worry. It'll all go away soon. This is the last step. Are you ready? All you have to do is to repeat the process except this time. Press the knife against your neck.
I don't like this. Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
So technically, yes. Okay, since he's having her do that.
All the pain will go away.
Oh my god.
Let it all go.
I'm so worried. There's so many different things. We don't technically know who this guy is. We know who my character is, sort of. We know who he is. We know who our grandmother is. We know who the family is. But this narrator, or whatever he said to call him, we don't really know who he is.
James, you murdered her. You knew about her delusions. She always talked about the man in the radio, so you decided to become that character. You replaced the old radio and then played an audio file telling her to stab herself repeatedly with a knife. You knew she was delusional and had episodes of schizophrenia. She followed your instructions and eventually bled to death due to her self-inflicted injuries. Since all the evidence pointed to a suicide, you weren't charged with anything. You finally got what you wanted. You were finally free. You might be wondering how exactly you ended up dead. Well, for the first few months, you lived your life carefree. You actually enjoyed life to some extent, not being tied down by an ill relative. But eventually, that all came crashing down. It started off with brief, horrific, gruesome nightmares. Visions of her stabbing herself endlessly, blood gushing out of her wounds, flooding your mind with blood-red guilt. Slowly, these nightmares leaked into your daily life. You'd see her out of the corner of your eye, whether you were driving, walking down the street, or at work. Even though you killed her, she never really left. She lived in your mind and haunted you every day until you eventually couldn't fall asleep. Every time you closed your eyes, even for the briefest of moments, she'd manifest in your subconscious. Eventually, you went to the hospital and you were prescribed sleep medicine, but that only suppressed the issue. Slowly, your body adjusted to the medicine,
did he
and
overdose?
you needed to increase the dose for the medicine to be effective. This process kept repeating until you were taking multiple times the recommended amount. You were addicted, until one night you overdosed on sleep medication. Right now, in this moment, your physical body is currently in a hospital bed, hovering between the thin line of life and death.
He's in a coma.
You're still probably wondering why you're here in God's basement. I'll finally tell you who I am and what this place really is.
Well, I kind of figured this is purgatory.
God's basement is a realm for those who have committed great sins but are still redeemable. The individuals that arrive in God's basement relive their own versions of hell, allowing them to reflect on their life and watch their slow descent into evil. Their resentment, hate, bitterness, and jealousy accumulate until those emotions manifest themselves through atrocious acts, yours being murder. You were backed into a corner, watching your life slowly pass you by. All those opportunities you sacrificed. All that potential wasted. You became bitter and resentful. Many could sympathize with you. Many might have even done the same. You were hopeless, and it felt like you were inside a living hell. I am called
The Operator.
I am an entity that manifests in God's basement. I manifest myself in different ways depending on the person. My job is to guide the person inside God's basement and allow them to relive their life from a different perspective. In your case, I manifested with many characteristics resembling the man in the radio. Hopefully this explanation cleared everything up. You're still probably wondering what happens now that you have all your memories. I mentioned earlier that God's basement are for those who are still redeemable. Even though you committed an atrocious sin, you were trapped in a hopeless existence. Also, the person you killed wasn't really your grandmother.
Oh, okay.
She was a shell of
I was
her
about to
former
say.
self. Your grandmother died long ago. Part of you wanted to see her suffering cease. Your crime was both cruel and merciful at the same time. You are going to get a second chance at life. Pretty soon you're going to wake up in a hospital bed out of your drug-induced coma. Learn to live with what you did. The feelings of guilt, paranoia, and pain will never completely go away. James, make the most out of life and be grateful for this second chance. One last thing. Good luck.
This is crazy. This is like, that was some Stephen King level horror shit. That was, holy crap. That was a lot. That was a lot to process. There's still so many thoughts about it. Like, there's still the, maybe in a way, to some people that might be something that could actually happen. That might be a sort of, if that's something people believe in religiously, could be. And I don't know. I'm the developer of God's Basement. You've reached the end, and I wanted to say thank you for playing through the whole game. I'm still pretty new to creating video games, so I hope the experience was bearable. Hopefully you enjoyed the experience. Maybe someday you'll play another one of my games, if I'm able to release another one. Thanks again, Erebus. I don't know how to pronounce that. But that was a good game. That was, holy crap, that was crazy. But I'm all out of time for this one. If you guys have any suggestions for games you'd like me to play, go ahead and put them down in the comments below, or tweet them at me, whatever you want them to be. I'll take a look at them. But other than that, I'm all out of time. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.